So, welcome to this little chat about non dual living and emotional intelligence, and whether it appeals to you to go beyond agreeing or disagreeing with somebody. Because if it does, I'm going to explain how we can do it. So, last week I led a meditation, a Tonglen meditation, which is a Tibetan Buddhist practice of inhaling the suffering of others and exhaling loving kindness to them. If you're interested in practicing, my last video, which was called Beyond Spiritual Fundamentalism, in the middle of it, I do lead the group at Namaste Village in the practice of Tonglen. But anyway, the reason I mention it is because during the meditation that I led, I was guided to have people inhale the suffering of those who have strong political ideologies that promote a sense of separation between them and others, to breathe in their pain and to breathe out loving kindness to their hearts and minds. And many of us have learned that when somebody speaks something that we don't agree with, that we have a voice and we have a right to say, I don't agree, here's why. And it's perfectly fine. You do have that freedom. And yet at a certain point, we arrive at a place in development where we don't want to do that anymore. It just creates more separation. Even if it leads to more understanding between two people, it's still an understanding between two minds. So it's the business of the mind, agreeing, disagreeing. And of course, in your intimate relationships, it often can lead to arguments. And so here's what we can do. Instead of, I disagree with your point of view, here's mine, your mind is going to need something to replace that habit with. You gotta feed it with a new habit. So here's my suggestion. You tell the mind that the purpose of you being in this conversation is to walk a mile in that person's shoes, to try to put on their point of view like a hat and understand it without agreement or disagreement. So you could say, I just want to make sure I understand you. I'm getting that this is how you think because this is how you feel and this is what you're needing. And just check it out with the other person. And because really what we want more than agreement is empathy. And empathy takes us from the mind, connection of two minds, to the heart. And whether this person is ready to go to their heart, you can't control that. But you can invite them by valuing empathy more than agreement or disagreement. So that gives your mind something to do. Because when you start giving up agreement and disagreement, it can be very unsettling for the mind. Like, what am I supposed to do if I don't agree or disagree? Well, that's what to do. Give it a task. Your mind is a task master. And once you start training the mind to be curious, to try that other person's point of view on for size, you get the benefits of dropping into your heart and feeling what they must be going through. Tuning in to, usually if somebody has a strong opinion, on a deeper level, emotionally, they're suffering. There's some kind of pain alive in them. And when you train yourself to tune into their pain, wonderful. You connect at the heart level. What else do I want to say about this? Well, agreement is just as much a meeting of the mind, a dualistic way of doing relationship as disagreement. So it's the same thing. Instead of like offering your point of view, just, let them know that you're trying to be in their moccasins. And that's where heart connection is. That's where unity is. Now, those of us who have had our voices silenced by other people's judgments, children are meant to be seen, not heard, your own inner critic, you might not really be ready or even need this kind of training, because for some people, and I've been one of those people, every time you speak up and speak your mind and are willing to say, I disagree, some of your fear gets healed. So be honest with yourself. If you're in a place where using your voice is more important in your healing journey than this deeper level of letting go of the need to meet people with your mind, that's fine. Use your voice, speak up, speak out. And when you're ready, this will appeal to you. Let's see if I have anything else that wants to be said about this. Many of us are in between two worlds, where we're wanting the non-dual kind of relating. We're wanting to come from the heart and drop in and hear what's going on in somebody else's heart. But we also have a pretty strong attachment to speaking our minds and agreeing and disagreeing. And so if you're in that kind of in-between place, you may want to practice, and it is a discipline, it does take effort, acknowledging that part of the mind that wants to speak up and create more division. And just say, thank you. And you do this silently. I appreciate you wanting to pipe in. You have a valid point of view. That's what the mind wants. It just wants to be validated. And you get to do that, and you can do it silently. And then you can go back to your new practice of listening and meeting that person on a heart level. So this will end the game of small talk. I don't like small talk. I either politely leave a conversation like that, or I invite people to drop into a deeper level. I ask a question that I could say challenges people to go there with me. And what I have found is most people don't like small talk. They just don't know that they have options. And so be willing to be a pioneer and blaze a new trail. Okay, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.